Hello everyone! So today will be another one of those videos where I share my thought process and how I think when I play. So if you're curious as to how a veteran Selena player thinks when they play, feel free to stick around. So right off the bat, we can tell that they have very few meta heroes like Eve, Julian, and Cho. Moskov and Yusen are okay. They're not the best, but they can still work, so they're fine. I just want to clarify something before I start, is that I'm playing Selena Rome, which is one in her three role options. Selena Rome is arguably the worst role that you can use her for. But I would say it's honestly quite the easiest one because you don't have to think about clearing waves and you can literally just harass from anywhere on the map. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to the player really. I also want to preface that I'll be using the cooldown reduction build for this video. I find their cooldown reduction build so fun, honestly. I feel like more skills is way better than more damage. So right off the bat, I'm going to be helping our jungler take their buffs because Selena helps clear it very easily.
Their nightmare has just begun.
So here there are two things you can do. Either start setting up traps in the middle bushes and then start making your way to the gold lane, or you can help your mid laner clear the mid lane faster to rotate faster. But I don't recommend helping your mid laner clear the lane when you're level 1 because it's not really efficient and it's much easier to do it when you're level 2. It would be better to set up from beforehand to prevent ganks or to easily gank enemies. This is an example of where setting up traps comes in handy. If you're able to give your team clear vision as to where the enemy is, you're more likely to easily gank the enemies. I understand why Chu did what he did, but as the roamer especially, you have to understand that giving your enemies more farm is only going to make things worse. They were at a disadvantage and he was hoping to turn the tide around. But it only makes it worse that Suyu's actually kind of tanking the early game and Chu has no damage. So now that the turtle is up, it's important to set up your traps around the turtle. Always try to remember that use your traps on bushes which are much more dangerous and use your main body to cover bushes which are much more safe, if you know what I mean. But here the enemies overpowered us and we lost the turtle. I don't know why Julian is playing this risky when they literally got the turtle and he literally has free farm. Your jungle is up, go get it. I'm so confused. Now, although this was a very obvious ambush, I was dumb enough to fall for it. And for some reason I didn't decide to use my flicker, I don't know why. So when there are no objectives up or I don't have a clear goal in mind, what I like to do is just patrol the area and just give my team vision. Your arrows are not only there just to stun enemies, but also to give vision for yourself and your teammates.
Curse of Cinder. Our turret has been destroyed. Fairy Tale Zone. Our turret is under attack. Ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Here's like one of the cons with Selena Rome is that she's not consistent. If you miss, you have to wait like a few seconds, and honestly, although it's just a few seconds, those few seconds feel like a long time. And we all know how like in literally 2 seconds a teamfight can change. And obviously and this is why I like to use cooldown reduction in Selena to kind of mitigate this flaw in a way.
Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has turret is under attack. Fairy Tale Zone. You have slain an enemy.
You guys don't have to do this, but it's just me. Whenever a team fight finishes, I like to place traps where like the team fight ended or like bushes nearby, because the enemies are most likely to return to the area after a team fight is finished. I don't know, it might just be a me thing, but it's kind of good to do in a way.
Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Stroke of midnight. The magic of the crystals awakened. Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Fairy Tale slain an enemy. Our secret black heart. Our turret is under attack.
Here, I shouldn't have wasted my flicker knowing that I was gonna die anyway. Just I thought I could like outplay them if I had help from my team, but nobody came.
Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. You have slain an enemy of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Killing spree. You have slain an enemy. Stroke of midnight. Attack request backup. Stroke of midnight. Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Initiate retreat. Curse of Cinder. Stroke of midnight. What potent magic. Fairy Tale Zone. Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Stroke attack. Mega kill. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Stroke of midnight. Curse of Cinder. An enemy has been slain. Attack the Lord. Gather up the Lord. Blaze embrace. Our turret is under attack. Burn! Stroke of midnight. That heart has been destroyed. Stroke of midnight. Fairy Tale Zone. Ally has slain. Stroke of midnight.
It's important to have general game sense and map awareness to prevent ambushes like that. Because I think if I didn't, tell my team that Jillian was near our base, then we could have honestly got ambushed here.
Shall I turn you into? Stroke of it. Fairy tales over. Killing spree. Curse of sin. Stroke of midnight. Request backup of midnight. Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. You should have seen that Prince Charming after I turned fairy tales over. Our base is under attack. Initiate retreat. Stroke of midnight.
Here we got Lord, so the only like logical thing the enemy could think to do was to try eliminate our numbers as fast as possible. And obviously, especially when like once I gets the Lord, it's important to like take a step back and like reevaluate the situation and see if we can fight or not. Although we did get the Lord, most of our team is dead, so it's like nobody got the Lord really.
Stroke of midnight. Curse them all. Get down. Mega kill. Our base is under attack. Raise and break. Initiate retreat. With this power, request back midnight. Curse fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight.
いい子だね。
Slain an enemy. Request backup. Attack. Request backup. Fairy tales over. Curse of sin. Fairy tales over. Your team destroyed a turret. Fairy tales over. Killing spree. Curse of sin. Initiate retreat. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over. Backup. Ally has slain Lord. Tales over. Stroke of midnight. Fairy 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 tales over. Stroke of midnight. Stroke of midnight.
I understand why Chu tried to make an attempt to kill me, because like Selena is just an annoying unit to deal with in general. But it would have worked if his team was nearby. And as you can see, I'm taking like a moment to process what just happened, because like why would you do that on your own? Like you quite literally threw your team's chance of winning.
Killing spree. Fairy tales over. Fairy tales over.
What's most important is that like if you want to learn to play Selena, you have to practice and practice. Like all the things that I'm mentioning here are just like things that I've learned over the course of like a few years of me playing Selena. And obviously it won't just come like naturally to some people. So take the things that I say with a grain of salt. If you have any questions, I would definitely love to answer them. That's all for now, and I'll see everyone next time.